The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. Chicago. Ask someone to picture the city, and they will have trouble coming up with a concise description. When people think of New York City, they think of skyscrapers, subways, and muggers. When they think of Los Angeles, they think of sun, smog, and traffic. When they think of Detroit, they think of cars, factories, and decay. But for those of us that know, there's only one thing we think of when someone mentions Chicago: vampires. And tonight, we tell their story. Good evening and welcome to McStabber Studios' Windy City After Dark. I am the storyteller, Shangy McStabber.
And I'm Relindare, also known as Mama McStabber in Twitch chat, and I'll be playing Jacqueline Doran of Clan Venture.
Hi, I'm Mischievous Red, and I'll be playing Isabella Caputo of Clan Toreador.
Good evening, I am Ivy Raven, and I play Genevieve Schutz of Clan Gangrel.
I'm Urian, and I'm playing Roscoe Acres, Clan Tremere.
Hi, I am Brad, Timber Brad 411, and I'll be playing Nicholas Bowens of Clan Hikata.
I'm Gavin, and I play Lamar Cade of Clan La Sombra.
And as you can see, we have all the players back this week. And last week, well, it was an eventful week. You got to see the tail end of Jackie and Dred's booty call weekend. For him, he was the booty call, not her. You got to see that coterie go down to Anarch Town, and, well, they found out that Baron Anita has got her a new leash attached to her. They also found out one of their favorite people is on his way back to Chicago, Genghis. And then afterwards, they went to go speak with Jackson, and they found out that Jackson knew about Loden the whole time. But he's kind of giving them the go-ahead to go and murder Loden. And where we pick up is only a night or two after this, as we flash over now to the Madam's Tower, as Lamar and Jackie are walking in, and Lamar's got he's got a dolly that he's got pulling around with a statue on it. And as you get up to the front door, the doorman looks at you a minute, cocks his head, and then his face goes blank. And he doesn't say another word. He just opens the door.
And we walk in.
As you walk in, the first thing you notice, or Jackie's been here before,
Mm-hmm.
Lamar, you notice nobody in the lobby is looking at you or the fact you're pushing a statue through it.
And she goes right to the elevator that she knows goes up to the madam.
When you get to the elevator, the door opens right as you approach it.
She allows Lamar to go in first,
Lamar will pull the dolly inside.
and Jackie steps in.
Now, when you get in the elevator and the door closes, there's no buttons.
Mhm.
There's no music. There's not even airflow in here. It just feels stagnant. Even though it's kind of stagnant air with no airflow, you keep getting a chill that runs across your undead flesh. And I'll let y'all have your discussion in the elevator because you've got a little while to wait. It doesn't move fast.
Lamar, the madam is a very powerful and likely very old Hecata. She has a literal army of ghosts at her disposal. The last time we were here, this elevator was basically shoulder-to-shoulder ghosts. I personally don't care to see them myself. Just know they're all around.
All right. Well,
She is a collector of obscure things. And she also has some capability with foretelling. So, the last time we were here, she gave some information to Nicholas, and I took on owing her for elaboration on that information, and I'm going to offer this as payment.
okay. And with that, Lamar reaches into his coat on his back, pulls out his pistol, checks it.
Put that away. Put that away.
Jackie, when was the last time we jumped off an elevator and shit didn't pop off? Go.
I can guarantee that will do you no good here.
Some people have security blankets. I have my security firearm. So.
Oh, Lamar.
It's at this point you actually hear the doors start to open. There's no ding either.
Mm-hmm.
The door just opens. And Lamar, you're looking at about a 10-foot long corridor, which is really odd for coming off this elevator, with a very old, very large door at the end of the hall. Now, for Jackie, you've been here before. The door is not quite the same as last time. I mean, it's still wood, still looks ancient, but the designs on it have shifted.
Interesting. She's redecorated. And she steps off the elevator and waits for Lamar to step into the hallway.
Lamar will pull the dolly into the hallway and he's looking around and, I wanted to make a don't go into the light joke, but I feel like everyone in this building took that advice. So
The door just closes behind you. And there's no button on this side. There's no way to call it back.
creepy as fuck.
Yes.
That's coming from me.
I know. Hopefully this will be quick, but time works weird here, so let's see. And so we walk down to the hallway.
As you walk down the hallway, when you get to the door, the doorman doesn't open it. It's just this large wooden door.
Is there a bell or does she have to knock?
It's got a knocker on it.
Okay, she knocks the knocker.
It's
Because
The
she
knocker-
knows that the madam knows she's here.
It's odd. It's a skull that has the ring in its teeth.
Hmm.
And when you knock on the door, about a minute later when the door opens and this white-haired old man in a tuxedo is standing in front of you.
Good evening.
The madam is expecting you.
Yes, I've come to offer payment for her services.
Please follow me.
And
And he
Jackie
just
enters
turns
first.
and walks, heading deeper. When you step in, Lamar, you're greeted by the oddest collection of just about everything you can imagine. There's artwork, there is jewelry, there is suits of armor, there are swords, there are things from the ages. You're convinced you see artwork that you're pretty sure, because Jackie gave you a book on artwork way back in earlier season, artwork that is supposedly lost. Only exists now as copies.
Lamar He freezes because he sees something nearby. He has to go over, take a look at it real quick. Jackie,
Yes.
that looks like it might be actually a first edition copy of the Book of Nod,
Yes.
like the actual Book of Nod.
Yes. Oh, trust me, that's not the worst. Okay. Come.
When you go, it's funny because that's outside the room. It's not even in her library, which should tell you something.
Yeah.
Because you're taken through another door, and inside is a library of books, goes floor to ceiling around the whole room. There are books. There are cuneiform tablets. There's a whole section of rolled up scrolls. Some of them appear to be papyrus from where you're standing. And the butler actually looks at you. I will go fetch the madam.
Thank you so much.
And he turns and walks from the room. And you see,
No, Jackie actually goes to the bookshelf and points. This is worse. This is the Book of the Grave War.
Oh, someone has a copy that just laying.
there's also a copy of the Book of the Dark Mother.
Yes, and she points at that one. Trust me, she collects interesting things.
Does she collect the way Roscoe collects by just leaving shit out?
Trust me, no one's going to take it without her permission.
Lamar looks at those does that tablet look anything like the one in Roscoe's place?
Oh, some of the tablets do actually, except they're whole.
Yeah, Lamar studiously avoids those motherfuckers.
And you're left to walk around this bit of a library. It's just a big open room with the ladder to go up and down it, but it's obvious that everything in here has a place. And there's not a speck of dust on anything. But it's all very neat. Even the scrolls seem to be perfectly stacked.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to wake up and read for the next 300 years. This would be the place to do it.
Then you hear the other door to the room open. And in comes the same man in the tuxedo. He's pushing a wheelchair with a woman. I'd call her old, but I don't think that quite does justice to how old she appears. She is, almost all of her hair is gone. What little is left is just wispy strings. You would guess she can't be a day earlier than 100 years old by just the look of her. And her head is down as she's got her hand under a blanket. And one of the things you notice is she's actually tonight wearing a rather large diamond. One you've seen on TV more than once. She's wearing the Hope Diamond sitting there.
Isn't that thing cursed?
That's the rumor, but madam, thank you so much for your hospitality this evening.
And as you stand there, the butler's head just suddenly drops down and hers lifts up. You have returned.
I did. I wanted to offer something in payment for the service that you rendered.
And her head turns and it locks onto Lamar. You've brought Shadow Dancer to my home.
He is a friend.
Good evening.
Lamarcade.
Good evening, madam. Sorry to come in here and mess up with your night or anything, but just helping out my friend here.
Hard to know who friends are sometimes. And eventually they always turn their back on you. Lamarcade, I see much. I see, and her head just slowly, suddenly dips down and the butler's lifts up. Templar, Cade.
Yeah.
You have left it behind, but it has not left you.
When you say it,
the title is still tied. And then his head drops and hers lifts up, and it still pulls at you. You feel the chains. They are being pulled tighter. Will you use it to help a friend?
If I've got to, I will.
Interesting. Then her head dips and the butler's lifts up. You have brought me a gift.
This ancient statue was something I had procured because someone else had wanted to purchase it but got distracted by another object. And I was holding on to it for a time, thinking that this person may return to retrieve it. Well, they never have. So, this statue is, I do not know all of its provenance, but I do understand that it has a sordid history. It has been noted to thin the veil, and it has led to good people becoming monsters.
Bring it so we may touch it.
And she gestures to Lamar.
Mar does so.
His head drops, and when you get close, her hands shaky as they come out from under this blanket, and they're not really hands as you might want to describe them. They're almost skeletal. I mean, there's very thin skin over them, but not much. You can see every piece of the bone. You see the ligaments. Not much muscle there at all. And her hand shakily reaches out, and she rests a hand on the statue. And then both of them's heads dip. And you wait. And wait. You're not sure how long you wait. Before finally, her head comes up. Very interesting object.
Will it serve as adequate payment?
I can. And then her head dips again and his lifts up. Add it to my collection. You will find curses do not apply here.
I had a suspicion considering the jewel you wear this evening.
Payment.
Mhm.
And his head dips and hers comes up. From a Malkavian.
Considering it was supposedly in DC, I think I know which one.
He is
The
no
Grand
more.
Thief himself.
Well, he is no more.
Really?
And her head dips and his comes up. He tried to steal from the wrong beast. And was left behind a veil.
Goodness.
Damn.
Well,
And then his head drops and hers comes up. I see you've met the Gaul who did it.
Jackie's face drops at that moment. Yes, I have.
Mr. Cade. I will give you the same thing I gave your friend. Ask. And if I can answer the question, and then her head dips and his comes up, I will.
Is Angela at peace finally? Or is she still out there wandering around waiting to drop me another river?
She is bound to you by chains of her own making. She will wander this earth as long as you do.
Adam, thank you for answering the question.
And his head dips and hers comes up. She never learned that love is a weapon. And love binds us more than anything.
I didn't want that for her, but I guess that's how things go.
Understand. And her head dips again, his looks over. She chose. And the chains she forged, not you. Did you never notice she did not remarry?
I mean, I knew, but I guess I told myself that she was just done, or she didn't feel like she needed it.
No. She never found someone, and his head dips and hers comes up to replace the hole that you left. And she actually looks over at Jackie. Funny how the hole we leave as we cut our past ties back to us. And her head dips and his comes up and he looks. The blood of Colette walks this city.
She barely nods.
And then both of them's heads dip. And then stood there for a minute or two, both of them with their heads dipped. And then his comes up. The madam must rest now.
Thank you for accepting the payment, madam.
You may leave it. Right here.
And again, thank you for your hospitality.
She will
Yes,
have
thank
me
you.
move it when she is ready. And he actually turns and takes and wheels the wheelchair out of the room.
I walk Lamar out the door.
You head it back out. And when you get to the front door, it's not the same again. It is slightly different. Same type of wood, same door. The patterns have shifted again.
Fascinating.
That wasn't like that on the way in.
No. God, I would love to know how she does that.
Go ahead and give me wits, awareness, wits, investigation. Pick one.
Can I use instincts?
Go ahead.
Nah, I only got 2.
2 for you, 2 for Lamar. You don't have a damn clue how they're moving or what they're doing.
But no, this is fascinating. Gosh, I could redecorate my place all the time if I could do this.
And as you open the door to head out, the butler never returns. He doesn't check to see if you're touching any of her items because it's assumed you know better.
Jackie does.
And when you open the door and step in, as you go down the hallway, the elevator slides open as you reach it. And you step into the elevator. And I will give you all, do you want your scene in the elevator or are you going to ride
Oh,
in
no,
silence
Jackie isn't saying
till you
shit
get in the car?
until we get in the car.
I will turn it over to you two in the car.
Okay. So
Now, did you have Etienne drive you or did you have Lamar drive you?
Lamar drove.
So as you two are in Lamar's car, I will turn it over to you two.
That was probably one of the creepier places I've ever been to, and I've been to some real creepy places.
It is.
Does she give all of y'all that sort of, I don't want to call it a psychic reading, but does she give y'all that kind of information?
She did for the others the last time. I traded her offer to give it to me to enhance upon Nicholas's reading. That's why I had to pay her tonight. She gave me one tonight.
Ah,
The name I was born with was Nicolette. I was called Colette.
that's actually a really beautiful name.
Thank you.
I'm Stanley, by the way.
Stanley, pleasure to meet you. Yes. She has told me that my son walks the city.
But if that's the case,
Either as a
They-
ghost or
oh, that's
something else.
you gonna go looking?
I don't know. He thought
I hope it-
he thought I was dead years before he ever, at least as far as I knew, died. He
I
might.
hope it goes better for you than it did for me.
Lamar, there's something I have learned in my many years in this existence. Rarely do things consistently go well for me. Luckily, I am built to endure.
There.
Your reading was quite interesting, though.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna sit with that one because it's not what I wanted for her. I didn't want her to not go on with her life. I didn't want her to.
You don't get a choice in that, you know. People fall in love. The person they fall in love with doesn't control that.
But it shouldn't hurt to fall in love with someone.
Who told you that?
That's just how it's supposed to be. Or at least that's how it's.
That's a fairy tale. Please. Oh my goodness. My son's father was a married man. You think it didn't hurt to love him? But I did it anyway.
Guess. It's easy for me to believe bad about everything else. I wanted to keep just one thing that didn't suck, but it was not to be. It was not.
You know, I once saw a movie years ago, and I loved a line in it. Princess, life is pain. Anyone telling you otherwise is selling you something.
Shit. Yeah, I can't refute that. As much as I would like to, I can't. I got nothing.
And as you're sitting here talking, Lamar, you notice where the AC is blowing in your car, it's caused the condensation on the inside of the window. There's words appearing in the condensation. I chose you.
Jackie actually sees that and smiles. See? It was never your choice.
Yeah.
Do not think it is bad. She loved you so much she held on. That is beautiful. Sure, tragic, but beautiful. You were a hell of a man, Stanley. To have a woman love you beyond the grave.
Thank you for that.
A Templar is not just some Sabbat thing. Templar is also a knight. Keep that in mind.
And Lamar will chew on that as he drives.
As you're driving, you look down to realize you were in that place, Lamar, 4 hours.
I'm sorry, wait.
I told you time works funny there. Sometimes we can be in there an hour and only 5 minutes pass.
All right. After that, I think I might need a minute anyway, so maybe the rest of the night. So
That's fine. You can drop me off.
As you're dropped off, we're actually flashing over to Isabella. Isabella, I assume you're at your pub tonight.
I am hoping for distractions, of course.
And it's funny about your pub. It's always, it's not the kind of place you have so many bright lights. There's a lot of shadows in the place. As you're wandering and working the crowd like a good owner, you're walking through and a voice from the shadows. You should step outside.
Does she recognize the voice?
No. It's a woman's voice.
She'll... Does it seem malevolent? Does she have any indication?
No.
Okay. She'll look around, tell Emilio that she'll be back in a second, and she'll go outside. Not straying far.
When you step outside, you notice the street lights are on, but the shadows are much heavier than usual. And once you get outside, step across the street so I can see you better, please. And you realize now, you can hear it without the bar, there's an accent to the voice, an accent you haven't heard since you left your homeland.
Or you could come to me.
I'm already here. I just don't think we should have conversations in front of the door to your place. Might seem odd to your visitors. We could have it. I could even cause a scene if you wish. Or you can walk across the street so we can talk. I can see you a little better.
Across the street.
When you get across the street, you notice that there's one of the shadows. There's a darker section in the shadow that is vaguely human. I dare say female in shape. Remarkable. You really do look like her, don't you?
Wouldn't you know since you saw her too?
I did. Funny how it repeats itself. I guess I killed the wrong one.
I mean, I'm pretty grateful.
Grateful to be the second choice?
Wouldn't go that far.
I would think that you would have been a little more prideful than that.
A win's a win.
No. I've said the same thing over my years, many times. Just something is off. Why do you look like her and with him? What are the odds?
The $1 million question.
Isn't it? Almost makes me think somebody was right when they said there was a God. This kind of meddling, this kind of coincidence doesn't happen, shouldn't happen.
I mean, doppelgangers are a thing that's happened throughout history, especially with globalization, where you meet more and more people. I'd imagine it'd be more common.
You were born before that.
We still somehow got around, though.
Yeah, I would think plastic surgery, perhaps, but you predate that. You look too much like her, though. Which makes me wonder, do I deprive her of you as well?
She's long dead.
So I've heard. But I've heard I'm long dead, too. Do you always believe everything you're told?
Do you believe I don't hold a grudge for being second choice?
No. That's one thing I do understand. Our clans are alike in some ways. We don't settle for anything but top.
Even if she was still around, wouldn't there be a better way to get back at her than taking me from her?
Oh, no. Not at all. Because it would punish your friend as well. You see, you remind him, her, you have to. You look just like her. And for him to watch you die in his arms a second time would
I do want to clarify that Isabella is staying, like, trying to be out of visible reach of the shadow. Granted, it is a shadow.
Yeah, it's a shadow. You see, his family meddled in things they shouldn't have, as did your sire. And now, both of you in one place, in one city at the same time. If there is a God, he must love me this week. And my wayward child here as well.
Yeah, he's quite the fan of yours.
Yes, it's a trifecta of gifts for me, isn't it?
Do you want something other than to just talk about your dastardly plan to kill all of us?
I want you to tell him that before I leave, he will watch you die in his arms as he did her.
Say about that.
And then the form that's in his shadow, you see it break free of the shadow. And the shadow itself starts moving down the street. It's almost, the shadow's walking away, but there's nobody casting the shadow. To your left. Nope, standing across the street.
She'll pull out the sat phone. We got a problem.
Jackie responds. What is it?
Amelia DiCarlo's in town. She's out for blood.
Is this a group text?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Nicholas just replies, where?
Gone. For now. Hiding in shadows like she always does. She'll be back.
Text from Lamar. She should have stayed in her hole.
And Jackie just says, indeed.
And Jenny's just gonna text, are you okay? Did she do anything to you, or?
She threatened me. But she's gonna die, so it's fine.
Jenny just sends like the metal hands like emoji.
Jackie actually calls Isabella on the sat phone. Are you okay?
Angry. But okay.
Understood. Those damn Support the Sombra are so good at pissing us off, aren't they?
She knows what buttons to hit, that's for sure.
They always do. We'll get her. She's all yours.
doubt.
She's all yours, dear.
Oh, I know. Oh. Do you have a spare burner, by the way?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Next time I see you, I need it. I had to get rid of mine.
No problem.
As Isabella returns to the place, Emilio, everything all right?
If you see a lot of shadows around here, let me know. I think it's a bit time for a lighting adjustment.
I mean, this is a city at night. You're only active at night. There's always a lot of shadows. Unless you think we should brighten this place up, we can do that. If you're asking about lightening the place up, I remember my time before you. I know what that means. It's funny how modern technology is. You know how easy it would be to install a whole bank of lights behind those windows or those mirrors over there? Flip a switch and this place is daylight without the burning part of it.
Why don't we go ahead and do that?
I'll go about getting that into the play and works here.
Perfect. You know me so well.
It'd be a nice surprise. It's awful hard to use the shadows when they all go away. Plus, I heard it works well on snakes when they come see you, too.
2 for 1. What I love to hear.
You okay? You seem kind of...
I'm fine. I need a project.
Right, you also, if you need to take the edge off, that guy over there, he's been drinking the expensive vintage, and he's got enough in him. I think he's at a perfect point where you could just slip a little off the top, knock the edge off a little tonight.
Yeah. Still go over and convince him to come to the back with her.
And so you.
If he doesn't go willingly, she'll use dominate.
Oh no, he goes willingly. He's drunk.
Yeah.
You're beautiful. I don't think he's going to argue that point. You're the owner of the place where he's been drinking the wine the whole night. And as Isabella, it takes a little something to knock the edge off from a drunk patron of her place. Roscoe, you got this text right as you were pulling up to Benway's.
Okay.
It's open.
Well, I checked the phone just long enough just to see the replies that Isabella's okay, and then I go on in.
When you go inside, Benway is arranging and adding some stuff. He's got a cart in front of him with a couple books. He's got a small, maybe jewelry box. And on the bottom of the cart is actually an old style, trying to think of the name, letters desk. Tiny, just the box that would sit on top of the desk for doing correspondence. And he's moving it around. He looks over when you come in. Ah, Roscoe, come on in. You want to see some new stuff I got?
I do, and James, we need to have a little talk.
I'm always willing to talk to you. Not exactly like I'm busy this hour normally. Only our kind seem to want to shop this late. Did I tell you I got the role? Well, I got
No, you
another
didn't.
role.
Well, which one did you get this time?
Well, I did the Mercutio. I got it, and then I didn't want it. I figured, not really gonna work for me. So I'm gonna do Macbeth.
Not a bad second choice.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the ghost this time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what?
Okay.
I can't pull off ghost.
Well, you keep selling my friends these sorts of things. It may happen sooner rather than later. It happens for real.
I don't know what you're talking about. People buy antiques. I sell antiques. This is what I do. This is how this works.
James, let's have an honest conversation for once. I have the ability now to check the provenance of your items as we look at them and purchase them. They all share a common
They're real.
mode of action. They all share a similar sort of curse.
Oh, don't tell me you believe in curses.
I do.
Then how come my building is still here? How come I can still sell this stuff?
I think I've worked that part out, because you don't consider yourself the owner of any of these objects.
I know. I don't own any of them. I
And that
am the middleman.
is the trigger for these curses.
I just get what my source sends me. I sell them. I give my source,
Oh,
I must
James,
admit,
I
a
had-
fairly respectable cut of the money.
Mm-hmm. I have no problems with you selling these things, but I do wonder what's going on behind the sales and behind their provenance.
Well, I get them from a friend in the Middle East. She sends them here. I sell them. She takes 80%. I keep the other 20. Then she sends me more stuff. You might think of it as a repayment of sorts for previous services.
I see.
She did me a favor long ago, and I repay the favor in this way.
The items may have severe repercussions for anyone who decides that this is an object they wish to own.
Check something real quick. If you want, you can roll intelligence insight if you wish. It's up to you.
Okay.
I'm going to roll on my end. This one. And where's this other roll here? Here it is. Okay. Look. The stuff comes, I don't ask. I mean, curses are bullshit. Why would someone send me cursed things? And you realize, Roscoe, he's not being entirely truthful. You tied him with your insight check versus his subterfuge. And in the case of a tie, I'm giving it to you because, well, you're older than he is. And I just like to award the ties in those cases to the players.
James. Don't con me.
Well,
no.
Look, I don't have a choice, to be frank.
I can get that.
There's some debts that carry on for a very long time. And in this case, this particular individual, I could say she saved my life, but that's a drastic simplification of what she did. She made me what I am now.
A purveyor of cursed items?
No. Someone who gets to live forever. If that is the price I have to pay, I'll be honest about it. I'll pay it. Curse
Okay.
doesn't hit me, does it?
No, so long as you don't take ownership, you're clear.
Why would I take ownership of things that were sent to me solely for the purpose of selling it?
Yeah. You know, we take interest in little things here and there. Sometimes we decide they're ours.
No, you'll find the oddest part about it all is that she doesn't really care how much I sell them for. There's no price attached to them with that 80%.
That seems awfully steep.
Well, it tells me the money's coincidental. And I don't want to buy anything that is coincidental like that.
Mm-hmm. So this moves my interest to her. What do you think her interest in distributing these sorts of things around the world could be?
May roll. She's not around the world. She's only spending most of her time in one place. She went out east and hasn't left since.
But maintains a constant open line to you in package delivery with new items.
Yes, but she doesn't leave there. It comes, well, she ships it, and then when he goes to try to say it, he opens his mouth and not a word comes out. She ships it. It's almost like he couldn't actually say the word.
I see. Okay.
And he doesn't seem to notice that he couldn't say it.
You seem, you were going to say something, and it slipped your tongue, or you couldn't say it. Is this a condition?
I'm not quite sure what I was going to say. Just she ships it to me through various companies. I do my part.
Well, like I said, I have no problem with you selling your items to people. I mean, it's their own fate they're tempting by buying them. I would just prefer that they not go to any of my coterie.
Oh. They don't come in. And suddenly he gets almost a wild look in his eyes, and he looks at you. But I do have some books you might be interested in.
Tell me about those.
Part of this new shipment. Actually, and he leans closer, came right out of a museum. You know, they have a lot of stuff that's not on display that they just keep cataloged in the back. And those catalogs get lost.
Mm-hmm. So what do we have?
I have a book on spirits.
Oh, that could be of interest.
I have a book on curses. And I have one that I can't translate.
Similar to the other one you sold to me?
No, it's not hieroglyphics.
Okay.
This one, I don't know what the language is. I've been trying to figure it out.
It does seem kind of ironic to me that you have a cursed book of curses, since everything you sell is cursed to some degree or another.
I'm still willing to argue that some of the books are not cursed. Some of my books do not come from my source. The rest of the items do come from my source. But the books, those I get at auction. That's the only way I make any real money, it seems. And as he's talking to you, he reaches over and he pulls a book out. It's black. Nothing marked on it. And he lays it on the table and opens it up. You can't identify the language.
It looks not at all familiar.
Nothing like any language you've ever seen. It is a flowing script of some kind, but the language, it doesn't even seem to have like word breaks, pauses in between. Nothing. It is a continuous line of script from page to page.
Any like manuscript illustrations?
None.
Or
Interested in it?
Let's see if I am. And I would like to touch the book.
Okay, go ahead. You can roll to touch it. You're going to do Spirit's Touch. You're going to roll your intelligence all specs. Don't forget to add your power bonus. As you try to, you going to willpower that with 4?
Yes.
Okay. 4 on 11 dice. Ooh. That's a crit. So there's 4. 8 on 11 dice. You feel something pushing against your attempt to read its past, resisting it. But you do manage to push and get glimpses. It definitely came from beneath the sands. You could feel the sands on the cover of the book. And it laid under the sand for longer than you can reach back before it. This thing has been under the sand. Your guess, based on what you can feel from your success, especially with a crit, thousands of years. you would guess this book is older than the Egyptian civilization itself.
But I'm not getting any other feelings about it.
No. Nobody has possessed it until now in all that time.
Interesting history to this book. Do you have any idea how old it is?
No. My contact sent it to me with a note that says, I will know what to do with it.
Apparently you do.
And his eyes still has that wild look in them. He wants to go with you.
I'm not so sure about that. But the book is far older than probably just about any other book in the world. And it is laid unclaimed in the sands for thousands of years.
He wants to go with you.
How do you know this?
Can't you feel it?
I feel certain things, yeah.
Says it is yours.
I will not take ownership of it. But I will, perhaps I should keep it in, words are escaping me for just, I'll hold it for someone else for the time being. But shall we haggle?
No. I
No?
will know what to do with it. Take it. I can't sell you your book.
Then shall we let us discuss the book on spirits?
Oh, that one. I think it's drivel, but you seem to like it. And as soon as you've accepted that you're going to take the book with you, the wildness leaves his eyes. You're not quite sure what the wildness was, but it was, like I say, something was lurking there because something wasn't. It was just an odd light of sorts kind of thing behind his eyes. Well, and the two of you discuss books of spirits that he's got.
Okay.
As you go on through the night, and you leave with this book, a black book, with the script being one continuous. And as you flip through it, it is from start to finish, no breaks. It is a continuous line of script through the whole book. You don't know what the cover is. Not leather, but it's something.
Does it feel like it was once alive?
No. I mean, you felt something resist your ability to look at its past, but
Right.
it doesn't feel like skin or leather or anything else. It's something you have no clue.
Okay, well, I'll take it back to the shop and I'll discuss it with Nicholas at some later point.
Okay. And as you head back to the shop, we're going to flash over to Jenny. Because Jenny, you've been trying to find somebody.
Yeah, but I've been told to be leery of hanging out near the airport, so I've done a loop, every other night, but I'm staying near Phoenix for the time being. So,
And as you're doing the loop, you've driven past a few times because you knew he was doing something in this area at one point because he stopped by on his way back from a meeting of some sort. When two rather large men step out of the alley as you're driving by, and they kind of wave at you. Now, both of them are wearing leather jackets, leather pants, well, leather chaps, go with motorcycle. They obviously are bikers of some kind. Both of them, actually, they're identical blonde hair. They look like twins. And they just kind of wave at you like,
Yeah. Evan, just pull over to the side. I'm gonna go speak to these gentlemen.
you sure they don't? I mean, I know you can handle yourself, but that doesn't look like your type.
I know, but I think based on the attire, I have a guess, and if I'm wrong, then tell Fiorenza I'm sorry.
I said don't tell me that. You're just going to guarantee that I don't ever get my reward. Thanks.
No. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. If something happens to me, you know what to do. Take the others and flee Chicago. Once the car stopped, though, she's gonna get out and head to the alleyway.
And the two guys see you approach, and one of them looks to the other one and goes, "Told you it was her." Yeah, I know. And he pulls out a $5 bill and hands it.
Gentlemen, are we betting on something? And Genevieve pulls out like a wad of cash.
Oh.
Can I get in on this?
It's a game we play. I was betting him that was the right car, and he was saying it wasn't. So, I won.
Damn. Okay. Let's see. She pulls out one of the bills off of it. It's a wad of like $100 bills. I've got 100 that says "You're with my friend," starts with a T hyphen, ends with an R.
Well, we don't call him that. You mean Josh?
Okay. He never gave me that name, I don't believe. So
we can't
call
him.
But you know him.
Yeah, we can't. I don't call him by that. That's not for us.
Okay. My bad. Apologies. So
that's why we were keeping an eye on your vehicle. He said that, you might do something like that if you're looking for him. He let a number of us know to just keep an eye out.
Well, I would have asked him for okay. Well, I would have asked him for a cell number, but considering he's prone to running wild, I figured he probably doesn't own one. So
one of them looks the other. Remember when he had his phone? That was hilarious. He just kept losing it out in the woods. And the other one goes, yeah, that was pretty funny, because then he'd have us go call the phone and wander the woods looking for it, because he never knew where he left it behind out there. We had to listen for the ringing.
The best laid plans.
And they both seemed to realize that they were talking in front of you, and one of the two, the same one that was paying the money. Sorry, we have a bad habit of this. Can't help it.
It's okay. I was conversing. We're conversing. We're just having a conversation out here. So
if you're looking for him, I can tell you where to go.
Okay. That would be beneficial.
There's a biker bar over towards the east side. That's where he is most nights.
Okay.
He doesn't ride a bike. He doesn't think it's as cool as we do, but we can't do what he does, so we ride bikes. I mean, if we could run like he does, we would.
I gotcha. Yeah, no, he kind of made it abundantly clear to me that he was not a fan of the metal steeds, because I told him I was going to buy a real fast car and take him for a ride, and he was just like, So
yeah, he's not the car or bike type. Go over to the east side, look for, it's a dive bar, but it's called The Den.
The Den?
Yeah, it's not creative. I told him. He didn't give a shit.
Doesn't have to be creative. It's marketing 101. You name your place to draw in the audience you're seeking to work with, sell your wares to. So yeah.
And then the other one looks at him and goes, "You sure you want to send her in there?" He warned us. Oh shit, you're right. Shit. Yeah, you don't want to go in there.
Why?
Because somebody in there would probably try to kill you. Well, probably 4 or 5 somebodies.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that would not be
Shit. how we gonna-
I do enjoy continuing to exist. So
You got your man over there, though, right? I saw him in the
Yeah.
car. You just send him in. Tell him to bring him out. That'll work. I mean, his outfit's not quite. I mean, you got a wad of bill. If he's got a wad of bills like you do, he should be okay. And when he says it should be okay, the other one laughs a little.
That puts me in. Oh, you know what? Well, I'll have to go get him some clothes probably, but that's fine. She like slips off a couple $100 and but she makes sure it's an odd number of a couple $100 and gives it to him. Says, here, split that between you two for the information.
And they divide it up, and then they look at the leftover. Rochambeau. The other one goes, we can do Rochambeau. And the first one just suddenly reaches out and punches the dude in the dick and takes the bill and says, I win.
Oh, man.
He falls for that every damn time.
Good to know. I'll keep that in mind. So I can try that on some. I can try that on TR. No,
Yeah.
that's not.
As the other one is on the floor, he's on the ground just rolling. I secretly think he likes it. Seems kind of weird to me, but he seems to like pain.
Okay. Well, whatever floats his boat. You have a good evening.
As you're walking off, you hear the one on the ground start, gasping through air. Something about, mad he slept with his girlfriend or some shit. As you head back, Emilio goes, did he just punch dude in the nuts?
Yeah, Evan, they are uncouth, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Also, we need to go buy you a new outfit because this isn't going to work for what I need you to do next.
Why does that? No, that won't be the weirdest thing. I'm sure, unless
No.
you're going to put me in like a clown's outfit or, am I getting a full gimp suit? Because other than that, I think it's not going to be
No.
the weirdest thing you've had me do yet.
No. Though we do need to find either a motorcycle supply store or some place that has like the leather gear that would pass for public usage.
I've actually got some. Sometimes when you send me out, I have to be undercover.
Yeah. Well, do you have like a leather jacket and some chaps and, a pair of blue jeans?
Yeah, I've got. I call it my chains persona.
Well,
I give
then
nicknames
let's-
to all of them. All my little cover things I do, I got a nickname for.
All right, Chains. Let's go get you studded up then. We got a place we got to go.
And you head back, and he actually has you go to. I mean, you go to your place, but you don't go through his closets to see what clothes he's got in there. And he goes in and comes back out. When he comes back out, he's got a leather jacket on. He's got jeans with well-worn chaps. He's suddenly spouting like 8 rings, half of them spiked.
Perfect. Excellent. This is what we needed.
And
So-
even his hair is suddenly not combed and not well kept.
No.
I've got a bike in one of the storage units around here that I can pull out too. Normally when I go
shit.
get the bike, I put my hand to get some of the oil because Harley's always leaking oil. I don't care what you do, they leak oil. And get a little of the oil, put it on my hand so that they see the working on it,
Can Is there space for 2 or?
I mean, sometimes I get in the mood for a biker
Yeah, you do, Evan.
chick, biker dick. Sometimes I get either one.
You know what, Evan? Perfect. Yeah, I'm going to be your +1 tonight. We're going to the east side, so.
And he drives the car to one of the 24-hour storage lots or storage units. Yeah, I guess we'll leave it here. They shouldn't say anything. It's parked. Here, we'll pull it up and we'll put it inside the fence in front of the unit. And
Yeah.
he pulls up and he opens up, pulls out a lock. And when he opens it up, yeah, there's he called it a Harley, but it's not a Harley. He's got an Indian in there.
Jenny honestly does not know. She's just gonna smile and be like, perfect. We're going to a bar called The Den. It's on the east side.
You know, now I'm sharing some things I never shared with you before. This here's my baby. I wasn't always as well kept as I am now, I might say.
Yeah,
I went through a phase.
I believe it. We've all been through phases, Evan.
You got enough time, you know,
Yeah.
with enough years, you go through phases.
Oh, for sure.
Now,
It's
don't tell me you're going to be one of those, I want to wear a helmet jackasses, right?
no, I'm
Good.
not worried about that. If you crash, you have to be worried more about me than the road. So,
That's probably true. Don't worry, I know how to ride. I'm actually good at this.
oh, I believe it.
And when he gets on the bike and starts up, inside the storage locker, he don't even roll it out. He just starts it in the storage locker. And the noise is deafening. But you see him just kind of motion for you to hop on because you won't be able to hear shit inside the storage locker.
Jenny just jumps on the back. She doesn't even put her hands like arms around him or anything. She's just kind of like,
And you could tell, I mean, it's an old bike, but it's well maintained. Other than it's leaking oil, but those kind of bikes always are leaking a little bit. If they're not leaking, you got a major problem with your bike and you need to work on it. As he pulls out of the storage lot and you rumble down the street loud enough that I'm sure that people in the neighborhood are getting upset. Where are we going?
east side. We're going to the Den. It's a biker bar or something. I don't know.
I've heard of it, but I haven't been there.
Okay.
So he heads towards that way. And when you get out to the Den, for someone who says he hasn't been to it, he knew exactly where to get to it.
Of course he did.
And when he pulls up, I assume you're not coming in, right?
No. You're going in and you're going to find, I think they said his name is Josh. I call him TR, Tendon Ripper. I need to speak with him, and apparently it's not a good idea for me to go in there, so you're going in there instead.
Okay, I can do that. I should be fine in this place.
Yeah. If you see an individual of a persuasion that strikes your fancy, then you can take the rest of the night off. But I need to speak to TR, so
I'll be right back. And he goes inside, and 1 minute turns to 3 minutes, turns to 4 minutes. And then you see him hurled out the front window of the place. And when he comes out the front window, you see him get up, dust himself off, and turn around and go right back in.
Genevieve actually just kind of gives like a clap to that one. So,
and it's another minute before you see another person thrown out the window that's not him. And then you see him walking out with a guy you recognize, Tendon Ripper. And as they come up, Tendon Ripper's got this shit-eating grin on his face. We had to make sure he was cool.
yeah.
You see Evans, he's got several bruises, a busted lip. Both of his hands, his knuckles are shredded from punching things.
Jeez.
And Evans got a grin on his face too. And Evans, he looks at you and goes, "It's been a while. It's kind of fun, actually."
Oh, I'm sure it is. Oh, I totally understand. Do you need to do anything about your hands there, Evan, or are you good?
Evan looks at him. They'll heal.
Okay.
And Tendon Ripper goes, "He's pretty good in a fight. I mean, we didn't put him up against the best, but I mean, it takes a lot of balls to get thrown out the window and come right back in and smack a dude over the head with the damn pool stick. That's fucking pretty good, actually."
Well, he had to because I asked him to because I needed to speak with you. So
he told me, but I mean, he walked in. We had to make sure he was okay. I hope you don't mind. I didn't hurt your man. I mean, we didn't break him.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't break him because I'd have to pay and then you'd have to pay, and it's just.
And he looks at the
payments all
bike
the
you're
way
setting.
down.
Is that yours?
No, this is his.
It figures. And he looks over. So I got a question for you there. First, I don't even know your name, but fuck it. I don't care about name. You're now Pool Stick. Sorry, bud. That's your name. You got your name now. Where'd you learn to fight like that? And he actually looks over at him and goes, I may have spent time in a few of those bike gangs for a while there. And he just nods. Makes sense. And Evan looks over at you. I'm going to wander off, let y'all talk.
Appreciate it.
And Tin Ripper goes, go inside, get some ice from the bartender. You can put some ice on your knuckles. That don't make you look weak. Don't worry about it. You done shown your dominance tonight. You're good. And Evan goes and wanders back inside. So you found me. I'm sure the twins found you. I'd sent them to wander around looking to see if your car was driving around.
Yeah. The twins found me. They told me that you were here. They warned me not to go in myself looking for you. So I appreciated the warning.
Yeah.
Though now I'm feeling, but see, now I'm feeling like if everyone's kind of amicable, maybe I need to go in and get my ass thrown out the window, and then I can throw someone out the window, and then we can all have
It's like this. Some nights there's only one or two of us in there, and they're mostly my pack. And I've put the word out on you that they wouldn't mess with you. And other nights, there's other packs. And they take a different view as to, well, The Walking Dead, I'll just say.
Yeah. So is it bad that you're out here talking to me tonight?
Well, they're not going to be able to smell you from out here, are they?
I would hope not.
But there you
I
go.
don't know how that
You're
works
good to go
for
then.
you. Okay, well, we'll keep this quick then.
Hell, after that fight that just went on, I got enough beer spilled on me. When I go back in, all they're going to smell is Bud Light.
So they're going to smell water.
Piss water.
Okay. I'm sure if you asked the twins to come over, they could probably, never mind.
God, were they acting up again?
Yeah, one of them punched the other one in the dick.
Oh,
so.
shit, they were playing Rochambeau? Fuck those two. Look,
anyway.
He's just mad because dude slept. He pulled the twin game, banged his girlfriend.
Gotcha.
Convinced her it was the other one. And, I mean, that happened 20 years ago, and they still haven't stopped the bullshit over it.
Jeez. Okay.
20 years.
Grudges are a thing. Okay. Sorry. You said you guys run some gangs. I was kind of curious what kind of stuff you guys do, because I'm looking to get into the home security business with a local community slant. So,
you know, I don't do the bike gangs like some of them do, what our kinfolk do. So we've got a couple biker gangs, small unaffiliated groups. Then I got my pack. We mainly do kind of what you're talking. Our main thing is we do protection for the kinfolk around here.
Okay.
Keeps us out of the worst of the fighting on the stupid shit. And we can honestly claim, you know, we're playing our part. But, you know, as I told you before, we don't like being told you have to go do this and you have to do that. So we just claim we're doing our part by keeping an eye on the family.
Yeah, that's fair. So are you guys mostly operating out here in the east side, or because my interests are more lying in the south side-ish area? So I just want to make sure I don't
we've relocated,
step on toes.
Most of our kin relocated out of the south side. I mean, the twins they don't move, they're holdouts, but most of our people moved out of there because of that war that was going on. It's a little bit too dangerous for them around there. But I mean, we still reach over there once in a while. We've taught most of the local gangs just to leave us alone. It took some work. They would hit us every once in a while, and then mysteriously, half the gang one night would end up dead in the street, torn apart by some wild animal for some reason. And then they learned for some reason it always coincided when they roughed one of my people up. So they quit and we quit. And now they just kind of ignore us. Works for us. Got the message.
Yeah, I could see how that would get the message across. Okay. Shoot. Okay, yeah. So if I start investing in my local community, it's not going to impede with what you guys are doing, it sounds, which is mostly one I wanted to make sure of. So
And if you're wanting some extra protection, I mean, I can give you a nice family discount. I only charge you double. It's okay.
oh, okay, only double. Gotcha. I
And he
don't.
kind of looks down and goes, look, I'm expensive.
Yeah, I know you are. And
This
you
jacket,
got
I love my
that
jacket.
jacket has seen things. It's been places.
Oh, it has.
Yeah, I know you extolled the virtues of your jacket last time we had a little business meeting. So
My favorite jacket.
Look, I want to let you know something. Be wary of the homeless in the city, everywhere.
We generally, they don't tend to mess with us that much. Once in a while, there's one that'll get a little too close to the bikes or do some weird shit with some of the
Mhm.
kinfolk, and we come down pretty hard on them when they do it. We don't kill the homeless for that because that's a little excessive. We just explain to them the errors of their ways. A broken leg, broken arm, broken hands. One of the guys, telling you weird shit. One of them bit one of the kinfolk. Just bit him. Just run up and just started trying to gnaw on his arm. So we knocked all his teeth out. Made a necklace out of it.
Jeez. No. There's an individual who runs in adjacent circles to my own, who's training an army of homeless to quote unquote kill lupine. The problem is that they could also be mobilized to kill individuals such as myself. So I wanted to let you guys know, give you a little forewarning.
If he's feeling froggy, I'm sure a pack would love to test his little theory.
Yes, he's got an army of homeless and leeches.
Oh, so that's the Tent City guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we brokered a deal with him.
Guess I shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, we don't go in there. And we don't go in there. And he stays off of where we told him is ours. Nice, even little pack. Nice and simple deal.
Gotcha.
And there's 2 or 3 parks that we don't want his people in.
Mm-hmm.
And in return, we don't allow our young and stupid people to decide they're going to go test their metal against his. We don't need all that bloodshed.
Yes, I just was letting you know. I feel like he's going to become a problem soon, so I'm kind of keeping my letting some individuals know, while also, like I said, investing in my own community. So
it was a problem before we worked the deal. It wasn't but once a month. I'm telling you, one young ass hothead, young, dumb, full of cum, would go try and running up in there, starting shit, and there'd be a bloodbath in there. And sometimes he'd come back out, sometimes they wouldn't. And that just, no matter what happened, come out or not, it encouraged the next dumb pup to go running up in there. Got to prove myself, want to earn my name. So it's just easier to work a deal.
Well, just so you know, there's a second one who I doubt will strike a deal with you, considering his current station in life was created by the one such as yourself. He has homeless at his disposal. He also has a wide range of one such as myself at his disposal. And just as a word of warning to the wise, he likes to wander around, pretend to be a homeless veteran, asking for help. And if you give him money, he comes after you. So, he's only got one eye. It's blue.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah.
No. Fuck
him. He
has a reputation. We've had run-ins with him.
Yeah, I believe it. I had a run-in with him, and now he's going to feel my claws tearing through his fucking ass. So,
Hopefully you do better than we do. Every time
well,
we've had run-ins with him, cagey little shit, we have run-ins with him, catches our people alone or in twos.
mhm.
Sometimes one of them lives long enough to tell us what happened. Sometimes they don't.
Gonna be a multi-tiered kind of thing plan. We have to work out the details. We're currently in the planning stages of the great rollout to steamroll this fucking asshole. So
That little shit likes to use silver.
I'm
And
not
would you believe
surprised.
he has a sword made of that shit?
Oh, I'm not even surprised.
A
Tell you what.
two-handed sword made of that shit.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
Thinks he's a fucking Viking or some shit with it.
Yeah. He's got a lot of problems.
You know
And
what?
hopefully
We've nicknamed him the Berserker.
the Berserker.
He flies into a rage and attacks one of us when he sees one.
Yeah, no, I understand why. Look, if you see him, I would like to know. If your men see him, tell him to fucking hightail it. I know it's on their pride and everything. Tell him to stay safe because I would like to know where he is and what he's been doing.
I mean, I can't promise that I can keep any of them to run away from him. He's pretty much at this point. If we see him before he sees us, we're gonna get him. We'll bring
Yeah.
we'll bring 3 or 4 packs down on him if we've got to.
Well, good luck with that. But tell you what, if you don't get him before I get him, what do you say you and your boys help with taking him out? Get a little revenge.
My pack will be down. I don't know if I can. I don't know whether I could get other packs to work with you, being what you are, but my pack will be down with it. We lost
You know
2
what?
of ours to him so far.
I'm sorry for your losses.
It's a war.
Yeah.
Hey, look, at least I don't hold it against all your kind. He just seems to be a fucking psycho sick fuck.
Well, here's the thing. Even if you don't get others willing to help, that's perfectly fine. Because between yours and mine and whatever else help we drum up in the process of tracking him down, I'm sure will be more than enough to finish off the Berserker once and for all.
You've already helped us a little bit. We didn't know he was one of your kind.
Yeah. No, yes. Mostly because fuck him and I don't care right now about the rules because she kind of whispers, not whispers, but kind of lowers her voice like, he decided to throw Molotovs at one of my projects. So yeah, he used to be the one who ruled this city. And then there was a Lupine War and they took him out, they thought, but they didn't finish the job, unfortunately for all of us.
Which Lupine War?
Some back in the 90s or some shit. It was before my time.
Oh, that one. Wait a minute.
Share with the class there.
I knew some people who might know who he is then.
Yeah, probably do.
That's the one that caused my particular pack to decide we're not going to just do things because people tell us we're supposed to. We got hurt in that war. Took me a while to rebuild my pack. I was real young then. I wasn't in charge of the pack. Just got my name. We lost 3/4 of us because of someone else deciding a war's going on. Same kind as you with the claws in their hands. I don't know what you call them.
Descriptors?
Bunch of bikers. rolled up on us one night. I mean, we put one of them down pretty good, but we lost 3/4 of our people in that fight.
I think I know who you're talking about. I appreciate the information.
Damn good fighters, I'll give them that. But it taught us a bit of a lesson there. Just because the elders say we're supposed to go do something, we need to make sure that we're doing it for the right reasons, not just because they said so. It's a hard lesson to learn for us. We don't seem to be able to replace losses like your kind.
Oh, it still comes at a cost us too, but look,
Taking me 20 years to get our numbers up to half of what they were then. It's real slow.
well, I'm not asking you and yours to throw your lives away on this. I was just saying if we get the information together,
Oh
I
no,
would-
we want him dead too. He's killed 2 of my pack. I can't let
Yeah.
it stand.
well, if you need more information, let's see. His name was Loden. He was the Prince of Chicago. If that information helps you rally more to your cause, as it were, I hope it helps.
I'm gonna ask around at some of them who did some of the who were part of that particular raid.
Mm-hmm.
Some of
Well-
them survived that night. I should have guessed it was the same one though, because they also had a story of a 2-handed silver sword being used on them.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard a story about an individual who's called the Paladin, who apparently defended Loden valiantly, but still couldn't save the day, quote unquote. So
We thought we got him. Well, they thought they got him.
yeah.
Big blow against the leeches, they said. Turns out I guess they were wrong.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's just how things go.
Yeah.
But we have to clean up those messes when they present themselves in front of us.
And you see Evan come walking back out. He doesn't seem to have ice on his hands, but he's got a beer in each hand. And he finishes one, and you see him just throw it to the side, and he starts drinking the others. He's walking up, and Tendon Ripper looks over. I got to go inside before they start
Yeah.
asking if you're my new girlfriend, because they'll start
Yeah.
that shit soon.
Yeah, no, I know. I don't want you getting in trouble. So thank you for the information.
Well, no, because then I'd have to bring you in and introduce you, because,
yeah. And then it causes more problems because then we're gonna have a fucking bar fight. And yeah, no, I don't have time for that tonight. So another night.
keep an eye on her pool stick. And Evan just kind of laughs. And he finishes off his beer. And you see Tendon Ripper head back in, and Evan cranks up the motorcycle, and he looks back at you. I'm pretty sure I'm sober enough to drink.
You're gonna be good. Just get us back to the car. So
And you two head off. And now we actually got to flash over to Nicholas. Nicholas, you're moving around the city like you do some nights, checking the graveyards, when you hear the music that you haven't heard lately much. And you see a woman you recognize. You haven't approached her yet because you at least keep your distance at first. You see her standing there playing with her, studs in her lip, her ear. But there's something off. Let me get from you. Let's use this a good role for you in particular. Let's get a good medicine roll. Intelligence medicine.
I'm assuming cadavers doesn't matter here.
No, it doesn't, because she's kindred. No, I guess not really for kindred. They're not quite cadavers. Now that's a nice roll.
Damn.
On 5 dice, you got 7 successes with a crit. Looking at her, the way she's moving and the way she's playing, something is off about her body posture. You suspect she's wounded somehow. There's a tenderness in the way she's moving. And with that roll, I'll even give you a bonus. The hand she's fretting her guitar with, there's burn marks on the back of it.
Nicholas, I'm gonna use Oblivion Sight, and specifically like kind of looking around for any spirits that are around, but then also very specifically spirits that are nearby her, maybe paying attention to her.
Wits awareness. Let me get your wits awareness.
Concealed objects.
Yep, because I'm going to be rolling stealth against you. As you know, Oblivion Sight lets you see any spirits that's not trying to be hidden.
I will. Power.
You got 2 so far. Let's see what you get. 3. For a brief instant, you catch the sight of something almost crouched behind one of the tombstones in the cemetery watching her, and then you lose sight of it.
Do I see anyone else around?
No, just the crowd
spirits
walking
and
by,
her?
because she's in front of the graveyard. Crowd walking by, and every once in a while, somebody throws some money in the hat that's sitting there.
So I'll turn off Oblivion Sight then, and sort of move around, not up from behind her, but acting like moving in as part of the crowd. And toss a 20 in the in the guitar case and say, "Good evening."
Her eyes shoot up, and she smiles. And I gotta roll real quick. I gotta check to see if she can do this. Let's see. It's composure, I think, on that one. And she's slightly doesn't quite hit the note she was planning to hit.
My apologies for startling you.
Yeah. Been a while. How you been?
Good. Busy. How have you been?
And she stops playing and puts the guitar down, and she actually looks down at the hat full of money and just looks at it a minute. You know, same as always, don't remember shit. Like this. And she holds up her hand, and it's obvious something has burned the back of her hand. Don't know. Happened somehow.
Is there any sort of pattern to the burn?
Going
Like
off your earlier roll, I mean, you had a pretty damn good roll. You definitely think it was something flammable splashed on her hand, accelerant maybe.
Did the man in the white suit do this to you?
Who? I just woke up the other day with, well, not just this. She pulls her sleeve up a bit, and you see the burn goes up her arm. And she pulls it back down. Haven't had time to heal up yet. Takes a while to heal this much. At least I'm out moving around again. Took me a few days to get to that point.
Where, if you don't mind me asking, where do you stay currently when you wake up?
I mean, I've got an apartment. Now, you've talked to her a few times before. You seem to recall last time she called it a condo. Same apartment I've always stayed in.
Did you move?
No. Same place. woke up, I'm burnt. Don't know what happened. It's not the weirdest shit that's happened to me.
Something weirder than this has happened.
I mean, I wake up sometimes with injuries. I woke up one time with a hole like somebody tried to stake me. They just apparently, whoever it was, missed or something. I don't know, because I don't know where it came from or how it happened, but I woke up with it. Woke up one
And you
time, there
don't-
was a body in the place.
And you don't remember how any of this happened.
No, I mean, the body was an interesting one because, I mean, somebody had torn dude apart.
Do you have any reason to suspect it was you?
I wasn't bloody.
Have you spent any time in the medical district?
Hmm. Let me roll. You can roll wits insight. Oh, a nice 0 for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got one
Yay.
success. And she replied back, no, I never go there. And the way she said it quickly, it's not a lie, but it was almost like an
Like a
automatic
programmed.
response. Yeah, like an automatic response. Nowhere to play over there. Nobody to listen. Junkies don't care about music.
It's a shame. Maybe they would find more joy with music than drugs.
I mean, I'd think so, but you know how the junkies get.
I want to ask something, and I don't. If it's too forward, please.
I mean, she kind of smiles, but I mean, you can ask. I mean, you threw $20 in there. I don't really need it, but you can always put a hat out whether you need the money or not.
Would you have any interest in playing at our group's club? I know Mr. Rond would love to have your talent some night.
And the vibe I got last time I was in that place, it wasn't quite my kind of music, but I mean, hell, the core is like 100% me though. So
If any financial burden one, if you are interested in playing, I'll make sure that
look, I don't need money. Money's what's the term? I got fat stacks. I think I heard somebody say the other night.
yes, I've
He
heard.
threw like 200s in the hat, and I kind of laughed because I know what he was trying to pick me up. It tasted
What did
pretty
he
good
look
later.
like? Oh, never mind.
But yeah, I don't need money. I don't do it because I need the money. I do it because I enjoy doing the music, and it's, I don't know, kind of feel I have to. It's what I feel I should be doing.
I believe you misunderstand me. It was not meant to imply that you need money, but I wanted to remind you that you have friends.
Well, you know, it's funny. It's real funny you say that. It's real nice you say that because a lot of times I don't feel like I have any. But sure, I'll come by and talk to. I mean, do I need to talk to you, Jackie?
I will. Is there? Do you have a number that I can reach out to you. The one I had before seems to not work.
And she goes, don't know why it wouldn't work here. And she writes down on a piece of paper her cell phone number, and it's a different cell phone number. She goes, same cell phone number I always have.
Um, and then, excuse me, and then Nicholas will really quickly send a message to Jackie, and it'll be Zal, something's wrong. Can we have her play? And that's like straight to Jackie.
And she responds, of course.
Oh, and then Nicholas will look over to Zal. It's already been okayed.
No, cool. I've still got your number somewhere in this phone. I'll call you up next time I'm free to play. I take nights off from the cemetery once in a while.
Also, if you wake up and something like this has happened, come to the club.
Sure. I mean, you can't. I mean, I remember that night that I was being chased by some people, and Mr. Cade sent me over to Succubus Club. Sure, I'll use yours as the next hiding place.
I was about to say not that club.
Well, he sent me there one night. It got rid of the ones following me.
I imagine it would. Just if you don't feel safe in your home, Matthew and I would be more than happy to put you up.
Well, I mean, I'll take a note of it. I kind of like my place. It's a nice little apartment. I mean, it's not decorated very well, but it's where I've called home for a few years.
I imagine you have the most amazing collection of macabre decor.
Oh, I've told you I was getting into taxidermy. I've got a few owls now. I got a few rats. I got a few ravens. Those were kind of hard to get because I had to pay someone else to gather those for me because daylight and all that good stuff. But
I've been reading up on taxidermy. It is quite a fascinating science.
Well, we'll have to talk about it sometime. And then
Would
you
be
see
my
her
pleasure.
like instinctively grab the guitar,
Mhm.
and she don't even seem to be paying attention to what she's doing as she puts it on and starts checking the tune on it. And then you see her almost look startled as she looks down and realizes she's holding the guitar. I guess I got to start playing again. And then she starts playing her music again.
Nicholas, is there like anybody around?
Just, I mean, the crowd wandered off when she stopped playing.
But right now it's just me and her.
Mhm.
I'm going to put Oblivion Sight on again.
Okay. And you switch to your Oblivion Sight. And you want to make a new roll or you want to keep your old roll?
I mean, for the Oblivion Sight, I think that was the good one.
Yeah. Based on
Like,
your old roll, you don't see anything.
Yeah. Specifically, I want to see if it looks like she's got any particular aura, I guess, to her that might be spirit related, or if
that really wouldn't be a use for Oblivion Sight unless she had a spirit on her. That would be more of a sense the unseen check.
One day I'll get that. Okay. Then yeah, Nicholas will stand there and listen for a while. And then occasionally as there are moments of time, I guess, that pass when there's nobody around, he'll use Oblivion Sight again just to sort of like watch around. Listening to the music and just, small talk here and there. But also kind of trying to get a gauge on what's going on with her.
Okay.
And also, it's just been a while, and he likes talking to her.
So you do that for a bit, and the rest of the night goes. I mean, she plays almost constantly. Doesn't take many breaks. And
I mean, it's not like she's needs to breathe or anything.
nope. And right here, everybody, is where we're going to go to break. We will see everybody in 10 minutes. This was a roller coaster of a first half. Wonder what's up. Well, first 3 quarters. Hey, break appears where the break appears. See you all in 10 minutes, everybody.
Allow me to introduce myself, though I fear you've heard my name, that you've heard the story of Countess Bathory. History is told by the victors, heroic warriors, and mad kings. Will you hear my story from the lips of Bathory? They call me King Demon, Queen of Hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, beautiful, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Isabella Bathory. I was very wealthy and powerful, a widow with political rivals keen to destroy me and take my property. My plea was never offered, all my confessors were all tortured, or how they destroyed me for my property. They put me up, shut me up, shut me up, put me up, put me up, shut me up, shut me up, and told a story of a bitch called Bathory. Let's King Demon, Queen of Hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. I've always been the hunter, nothing on my tail. But there was something in you I knew could make that change. To capture a predator who can't remain the prey, you have to become an equal in every way. So look in the mirror and tell me, who do you see? Is it still you, or is it me? Become the beast, we don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. So embrace the darkness, and I will help you see that you can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. We are the lions in the world of lies. We are the predators, the hunters, the hunters, the hunters. Become the beast, we don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin to burrow within, to your burrow within. Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive?
Welcome back. Before the break, it was a night of revelations for everyone here. Just different kinds of revelations. Even had a very touching scene with Jackie and Lamar as he found out the truth of why his wife's spirit was still sticking around. And as we open up in this last part of the episode, we are at Jackie's Cabaret as it's open for business. And Jackie is making the rounds to visit, her friends that are here, not sitting together, because that would look odd. And I turn it over to Jackie as she does her rounds earlier in the evening.
She first approaches the table with Isabella and Jenny at it. Good evening, ladies.
Good evening, Jackie. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Business is going well. All is well. How are you all?
I'm all right.
Good. And she reaches...
Amazing.
Thank you. And she reaches out and just grabs Isabella's hand for a moment and gives it a gentle squeeze. I need to make some rounds, but I'll be performing at the close of the evening, and then we can all speak then. Okay?
Sounds good.
Look forward to it.
Thank you.
After Jackie walks off, Genevieve's just gonna mention to Isabella, like, I'm planning on going dancing soon, so I just wanted to let you know. Not sure when, but because you said you wanted to go next time I went, so
Yeah. Where are you going? Do you know yet?
no, I need to look at the calendar to figure out some stuff, but yeah, I'm gonna go back to the house.
Ooh.
I
Sounds
made a
exciting.
promise, so I'm just gonna follow my promise. But you said you wanted to go if I went, so I'm making sure I'm letting you know, since you said you didn't want to be left out of the dancing. So yeah.
That's greatly appreciated, Jenny.
Oh yeah, of course. Also, sorry if I didn't seem too concerned about your text message. You know I got your back. If you say I need your help, I'll help you. So
I know.
all right. I just wanted to make sure you knew, because yeah, I'm sorry we don't have anybody here reading to us, but I just not in the mood tonight. So
I'm perfectly fine just sitting here with you.
well, I got the best company in the house then.
And Jackie walks over to Roscoe's table and sits down and says, Roscoe, you're not wearing the bracelet tonight, right?
No, not tonight.
Good.
And Jackie, it is so wonderful to be in your establishment, a high class establishment.
You are always welcome. Always welcome.
This is so much better.
I have the materials that I promised you. After we close, I'll be doing a performance for closing. I will provide that to you because it's in my office.
Okay, that sounds great.
Okay, thank you. And then she moves off to another table.
And you got Nicholas. Nicholas is there with his pile of chips, and I believe you brought Michael, right?
Matthew?
Or Matthew, sorry, yes.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna start
there
calling him
are
Michael every week. Watch.
so Nicholas is sitting there, and there is a male and a female performer with a stack of chips in front of them, and they're having a conversation in Latin. And you can see Matthew is, looking around, sort of enjoying everything, and Nicholas is actually sitting there with his eyes closed, just listening.
Yeah, Matthew in a lot of ways is almost the exact opposite of Nicholas in the place. Matthew is really taking it in and enjoying the atmosphere as you come over to the table. He looks at you. He doesn't want to speak because, he's not wanting to be the one to interrupt. It's your place, though.
I see you are enjoying yourself, Nicholas.
And when you speak, Jackie, the two reading stop. They pause their reading and just nod to you, and they just hold their finger in their book.
Mm-hmm.
And they look at you. Would you like to step away a minute, ma'am?
No, you're fine. You're fine. I just wanted to greet my guests.
And Nicholas, as soon as Jackie speaks, he'll open his eyes and look over at her. I'm glad we finally had the occasion to come and visit. This is quite the establishment.
Thank you. Thank
Matthew goes, I like it. It kind of reminds me of that place in New Orleans.
you.
Oh, it should, my friend. Oh, it should.
Yes, well, I do hope you enjoy the festivities tonight. I will be performing at the close of the evening. I'll be singing tonight. And then after we close, I'll be meeting with you and our other associates privately. Okay?
Sounds perfect.
Excellent.
Thank you again.
Of course, of course. And she looks at the piles. And thank you for paying my readers well.
It is not often these days that one can enjoy perfect tone and pronunciation. It's a difficult language for some.
It is indeed. And she just smiles and gets up and walks over to Lamar's table.
And as soon as Jackie gets up, the readers immediately pull their finger and open their book right back up where they were holding the place, and without missing a beat, pick right up where they were.
And Nicholas's eyes is closed immediately.
And Jackie actually swings by the bar first and grabs a whiskey neat and takes it over to Lamar's table and sets it down in front of him and sits down. Good evening, Lamar.
Good evening. I'm always glad to be here, but the service is always, it's the best part, and I need to say that every time I'm here. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Of course, of course. I've spoken with everyone else. I will be meeting with everyone after we close tonight. I'll be doing a performance right at close. So.
Oh, a performance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to that.
And so are my regulars. They have been eagerly awaiting me to perform again.
Hey, just out of curiosity, did you manage to score any more of the good stuff?
Not yet. I just haven't had a chance to go back out there, but I plan to do so in the next few nights.
Fair enough. I was just curious, but
I will let you know if I do.
patient man, I can wait.
And she just puts a hand on his shoulder and says, as she stands up, and she says, "You are many things, Lamar, many things." And she turns and walks.
And Jackie, she doesn't just stop with you all. She has a number of regulars she stops by their table. She's a consummate host when she's moving around. And as you're looking, you see Etienne is at his normal place by the hallway that leads to her office, but it's obvious he's watching quite well. And even Peter moves around the crowd a bit. When it's packed like this, she has both of her ghouls in attendance, keeping an eye on the place. Is there anything Jackie's going to do or before we go to her performance?
No. She is, when she does perform, though, because how she typically does it in her cabaret is she actually does use awe.
Okay.
So she will use awe, and she's also going to surge.
Okay.
Because this isn't some charity event, you know.
She going to full.
Mm-hmm.
The full.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So with all up, you'll be able to add your dots and presents as extra dice to the roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I have a specialty in singing.
So you can pull that one too. So it's going to be charisma.
It's going to be 11 dice.
Yeah, 6, 7, 8, yep, 9, 10, 11 dice. Actually, 12 dice. You shorted yourself one.
Oh, okay, well then I'll roll one more.
Yeah.
And we will willpower. That's not what I want to do. I'm going to do 3. That is 8.
Okay, well, you can describe what 8.
As Jackie walks up on the stage, the way the lights shine on her, all eyes are drawn to her. She walks up to the mic, looks over at her musical accompaniment performers, nods once with a smile, and they begin playing a slow, melodic, and sentimental ballad. And she begins by looking at everyone in the crowd with a smile, closes her eyes, and sings like an angel. A French ballad. And by the time she is done, every one of her regulars is applauding with tears in their eyes.
I mean, it moves everybody. That's 8 successes. That's a metric fuck ton.
And as she finishes, she does a curtsy.
And the crowd knows, the regulars know that when she's done, it's time to get up and leave.
And she walks off the stage and heads back to the offices.
And as you see all the regulars get up to leave, the non-regulars obviously catch the hint, and they start to slowly get up and leave. And you see Etienne and Peter gently guiding people that way. And before too long, you're in there as the wait staff start cleaning up. And it's just you all with Etienne and Peter and the wait staff.
Yeah, as they were ushering out, Nicholas would have given like Matthew like a very quick like kiss and then just tell him to enjoy himself and that he'll be home later.
And Matthew gets up. Okay. I mean, I know. You don't want me to wait for you?
If you want, I'm not sure how long we
Well,
will
if I
be.
wait for you, then after you're done, if it's not too late, we can go have fun together. You know, get out and do some things.
Then you know what? Why don't you stay and keep Peter and Etienne company?
I'll go get in the car and I'll just get the car's AC going. I know you don't really have to worry about the temperature, but I mean, it's a hot night and I'd rather chill in the car and have it nice and cool for when you come out here.
Sounds perfect.
And Matthew gives you a hug and then heads out. And then Etienne motions you all down the hall. Now, you're not doing it in your normal office, are you, Jackie?
No. She stopped by our office to get the information that she needs to give to Roscoe, and then she's moving to the conference room that she has there where she meets with staff.
Okay. And Etienne takes you on back there. And I turn it over to you all as you've gathered in this actually decorated and portioned. It's not like the conference rooms at the club.
Oh, no. This room has an antique conference table, plush chairs, art on the walls, sculpture. Oh, yes. Please. Welcome. Come sit.
Mars looking around like I just feel my brain power going up every second I'm in this room. I like it here.
Yes, no, not a real wood antique table, not steel.
Yes, I actually plan to redo the conference rooms and the conference room at our club now that Sam is no longer with us. His penchant for throwing furniture about made me have to do certain things. But yes, no, I actually love antiques. I do. I have quite the collection of antiques. So most everything I have in this room is from my personal collection. Roscoe, here's the information you need, and she slides over a manila envelope that's sealed.
Thank you very much, Jackie.
Mm-hmm. Nicholas, I was able to get you scheduled with Primogen Stewart.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And no problem. It is with 3 nights' time. Well, don't everyone start at once?
Amelia threatened me.
Did she now?
What did she say?
She said I would die, just like Izzy did in your arms, and there was nothing you can do about it.
Well, that's a
Oh,
frenzy.
the fuck! There isn't anything that you can do about it.
Oh, shit. You can't willpower that one either. One success is not enough. Now, I give you 2 choices. You can let me control your character, or you play out your frenzy. But remember, you are frenzied.
You can have it. I feel that that's the most in theme thing because Nicholas is not himself right now.
Okay. And at that, I'm double checking what Nicholas has.
Question, does Dominate still work on frenzied people?
It can. It's hard to do, but it can.
Okay.
But the first indication you have of he's frenzied is when he's suddenly out of his seat.
Oh, Nicholas didn't sit down. Nicholas never sits down unless he's forced to.
Okay, the first indication he has frenzy is when he actually snarls and heads for the door.
Jackie immediately runs to intercede and get in his way, and she rouses toughness.
That is going to be, I'll be rolling for you, Nicholas. Jackie, please roll a brawl roll.
Okay, first I'm also going to rouse Shatter.
You don't have time to rouse both.
Okay. Then ignore that last rouse.
Yep.
All right, so that is going to be Dex and Brawl.
Yep. We shall see what you get. And he tries to literally push you out of the way. Nicholas, you had 0 successes. And it's almost laughable how easy you use your grace and your skill at athletics to twist out of his grip and spin him a different direction.
Yeah, she's actually going to try to pin him against the wall.
Okay, you had enough successes. You're holding him there.
She's going to look him dead in the eyes and say, "Go sit down." And she's doing mesmerize.
Okay. Now he has to resist mesmerize, of course, because he doesn't have a choice.
I also have unswayable mind.
I know I have your character sheet up.
Okay.
So I can roll it.
And I do have to rouse for that.
Intelligence plus resolve.
I did not get, I got hungrier, so you start to see her eyes get a hard edge. All right, what do I roll? It is manipulation plus dominate.
Mm-hmm. He's going to roll. He's got fortitude plus intelligence and resolve. Hopefully it rolls all the right dice. I don't know if it did or not. Yep, it did. 6 successes.
Messy crit.
And as she speaks to you, you feel your beast. I mean, you're trapped in your head, and the beast snarls, and it tries to fight it. But with 2 successes, you find yourself walking back over as the beast rages in your head, wanting to break free of it all. Roll another willpower check. Just hit the old frenzy button.
Should I have done frenzy or should I have
It's
done
always frenzy.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
4 is enough. After being dominated like that, you hear the snarling of your beast, the rage, and it starts to go quiet again as you find yourself sitting in a chair with everyone staring at you.
Now that he's seated, Genevieve's actually going to get up and she's going to walk over. She's going to put a hand on his shoulder and stand behind him.
Jackie walks back from around the door area and sits back down across from him. There. Your wits are back about you.
My apologies. I wasn't myself.
You do not have control over that. It is already forgiven. No damage was done. All right, so this Amelia DiCarlo is now a priority on our hit list. She has decided to come into town. Perhaps I should let the sheriff know that there's a blood-hunted Lasombra in the city. We can get all eyes and ears out after her.
That'd be wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
As long as I can get my revenge if we do that.
Oh, I'm sure we can arrange it. I can even sweeten the deal and offer some greater boon to someone who brings her to us.
Music to my ears.
Yes.
I don't care how she meets the final end. She will not make it there painlessly.
Excellent. Because how dare she?
Yep. Threat against one is a threat against all of us.
How fucking dare she?
It's just people in this town. They don't. They threaten. They threaten us, and then expect, nothing will happen. Nothing bad will happen to me. Everything's gonna be a-okay. And then they don't learn. They don't fucking learn.
I will talk with Damien. He owes me favors.
That's my news, in a nutshell.
I am
I feel
very...
like I shouldn't have gone first, but...
No, it is fine. We got it out of the way. I am very sorry that you had to deal with that alone.
Not as sorry as she'll be.
Indeed. Indeed. What's next on the agenda?
Do you know? Are you able to have your law enforcement contacts look into condo fires, say in the last week or so?
Certainly.
I believe our friend is toying with Zal again. I ran into her playing at the cemetery tonight, and it appears that she had a burn on her arm, quite extensive, and it seems she is missing some period of time, and in that period of time has also moved, which may be connected to the burn on her arm.
Really?
She had multiple wounds, actually, it seems. She had the burns. She had a hole as if she had been...
She mentioned she woke up with a hole once.
Oh, she mentioned that she had woken up wounded as if someone had attempted to stake her.
Nicholas, were you not attacked by someone in your haven?
I was.
I wonder if they've gone after her.
She did seem quick to dismiss when I asked if she had been to the medical district, which is what I assume part
Yes.
of this.
All right. I will get my contacts to look into condominium fires and let you know
Yes.
what I find out. It may not. I'm not so certain her sire would be doing that to her.
Oh, I'm not certain that this is sire necessarily.
Understood. Understood.
But that is why I fear she's not safe, considering waking up in various states of...
Injury.
Indeed.
Yes. I mean, that is fire. That is that's
I reminded her that she is very much considered a friend to myself, which is why I asked if she would be able to play.
Of course she can. Of course she can. It gets her here. Allows me to talk to her a little bit, see what I can suss out of her.
But something is messing with her memories.
I know.
Something continues to mess with her memories. And I imagine, since I have done the one thing I was warned against doing, that I'll be seeing our
Oh, good. I'd love to have
friend soon.
Yeah, I'd love to have a talk with him. I would love to have a talk with him.
I imagine he might be too cowardly to face you.
Oh, come now. He's a Giovanni. His ego won't allow that.
Something, all right.
Part of me wants to figure out where all the rest of them are, so that when Jackie's meeting with them, I'll just blow the rest of them sky high. In fact, I really kind of like that idea.
They are the roaches of our clan.
Well, you know, if Zal doesn't find playing at the club completely to her liking, she's always welcome to play at my bookshop. Now without the added distraction, so she can have a full night's performance without issue. It's
I
always
have
open.
I have reminded her that she does have friends, which she seems continuously remembering or continuously having trouble remembering. But I do imagine for the immediate future, though, I will be focusing some of my better spent attention on following up on her. I fear for her safety. So there's my good news, I suppose.
Roscoe, speaking of, Tweedledum and Tweedledee, they haven't shown up recently, or do we still need to go looking for them, right?
Yeah, they've been laying pretty low. Oh, I haven't seen or heard anything about them at all. We kind of let Balthazar go, but we'll find him at some point.
Oh, there just aren't enough people for me to kill lately. All right.
Oh, but there was one thing. I guess I get my news out. I talked to Benway. And Jackie, your intuitions were right on the money. He is the con man, looking to. He's under compulsion to sell those items. Apparently
Really?
It's part of his deal for I guess being made kindred. I'm supposing that it's his sire that's sending him all these items to sell. I mean, she's taking quite a steep profit, 80%.
Really?
Yeah, he gets 20%. No prices specified.
Just 80% of whatever he sells it for.
Right. Yeah.
So she wants cursed items from the Middle East distributed in this city.
Right. I couldn't get much more out of him than that. Well, except for this book that he was absolutely convinced that it belonged to me. That this was another disaster waiting.
You told him to fuck right off, right?
Oh no, of course I took it.
It's not here, correct? It's not here, correct?
Oh, of course not.
Thank
no.
you.
No, this one's more special than the other ones, actually. I was hoping you'd have a chance to look at it at some point, Nicholas, but this book is apparently older than anything, and it's written in some kind of script that's just, I have no clue what it is.
Old and cryptic like your tablet.
Yes.
Interesting.
But
perhaps compare the script to that to see if it's similar.
But at least now we have some idea why Benway's been selling the crap that he does.
Yes, goodness, she has him by the literal balls.
Mm-hmm.
I need to find out who his sire is, though.
Yeah, especially since if she's shipping stuff here and having him sell it and doesn't care how much she makes on it.
She just wants it here.
It sounds like a tactic for what? Destabilizing an area? Flood it with cursed objects. Eventually one's going to reach someone important.
Right.
Exactly.
Jeez. It's actually ingenious.
Oh, it is. It's quite brilliant. But yes. Well,
no offense. All of your guys' good news was questionable. And as she says this, Genevieve actually goes and sits back down. I have made an acquaintance with a member of the Lupine, and he and his ilk or his group are not keen on fighting because of something that happened to them around the time of the Lupine War. And since then, they've decided to tread their own trail, as it were. But they are keen to help us kill Loden.
Excellent.
Now, of course, he said that if they get the opportunity to take Loden out first, they will take it. And I said, I understand. The problem is that Loden has already killed 2 of their people.
Mm.
And he apparently carries around he enters the Lupine territories in the city of Chicago, apparently wielding a 2-handed sword made out of silver. The Lupine unaffectionately call him the Berserker. So he's a problem for them.
No offense, a giant fucking sword like that's a problem for anyone.
Yeah, well,
But silver is a bit soft.
yeah, they're apparently wary of him for obvious reasons.
Of course.
Though they did not know that it was Loden. They thought he was dead.
Mm.
Fallen in the Lupine Wars because
Did you tell them?
Oh yes. Fuck it. I'm sorry. This city can fucking fuck off.
I understand. At this point, let everybody know. Shit.
Yeah.
Let's get everybody involved in this shit.
I'm pretty well no. So I'm pretty sure the Lupines aren't going to go and talk to the court.
No.
And tell them that I told them. And if they do, I'm going to tell my acquaintance that was really uncool of him. No. So that was interesting. Though something else that was interesting was they have an agreement with Winnetka to avoid his camp, and he avoids their like parks or whatever.
It's not unheard of.
Yeah, well, it was apparently to protect their young ones from trying to go in there and make a name for themselves. Though he was unswayed by my letting him know that Winnetka is training an army. So he thinks that that's not a problem, but I think he's probably underestimating Winnetka.
I understand. It's not uncommon in urban areas where there is lupine activity that there are agreements made between kindred and the lupines within the area. In DC, there was such an agreement. There were lupine that protected one of the parks there. And there was a peace treaty, as it were. Basically, kindred didn't go into their park uninvited. They didn't fuck with us.
I gotcha. I'm not used to there being treaties and things, but it was interesting to me. Though I hope to enlist him. He's going to use some of the information I gave him to maybe rally others to the cause to take down
Excellent.
Loden. So
excellent. Now we just have to track him down, find out where the fuck he's hiding.
Yep. Oh, I let him know that I was going to be, me and mine were going to be investigating and figuring out where he was. So that this was going to be a layered approach, as it were. So
excellent work, Jenny.
Look, I figure, no offense to them, he's been nothing but nice to me, but if a couple lupine die, that's no skin off my back.
True. Well, Lamar and I went to visit the madam. I paid for the services rendered Nicholas with the statue that you and Roscoe investigated. She was quite accepting of it. Things with curses don't really bother her.
Oh, good to know.
Mm-hmm. So if we ever need to dump cursed items, we know where to take it. Yes, and... Hmm. She might need to be made aware of Benway's activities.
Mhm.
She might be interested in obtaining those cursed objects that are out and about.
I think she might.
Mm-hmm. Yes. She did give me my reading, finally.
Was it as equally cryptic as the rest of ours?
No. I understood it completely. Well, nearly completely. I don't understand in what form. She said the blood of Colette is walking this city. Out of character, Isabella knows that name.
Thought they were gone.
I don't know if it is a ghost or something else. Let me explain to everyone, so that we are all on the same page. I already explained it to Lamar. The name I was born with was Nicolette Amelie Laurent. I was called Colette all my life. And for a short time, and various times in my own life, I was also called Colette. Prior to me becoming what I became, I had a lover, and we had a son. My son thought I died shortly after the start of the First World War. I took on a new identity in a place far away where he could not immediately come find what had happened to me. He was grown then, just barely. Years later, after I had a friend in Paris watching him for me, giving me reports on him, when it became more popular, photographs of him. I lost contact with my friend at the start of the Second World War. I returned to Paris after the war and found my son's grave, my sister's grave, her children's grave. My entire family had been wiped out by the fucking Germans. Or so I thought, but I don't know. I don't know if he is dead and roaming around as a wraith, ghost, whatever they're called. I don't know if something happened to him and perhaps he got embraced. I don't know. All I know is I have been looking for someone like him that reminds me of him ever since, and I have never found one.
May I ask a quick question?
Yes.
What is his name? As specific as you can give.
Henri Laurent was what he was named at birth.
So I assume you're about to pull out a cup and a stone, Nicholas? And
Yeah.
You see Nicholas pull from his little satchel he always seems to have an engraved cup and a piece of stone. It looks like it might have been a brick or a paving stone of some type. And he pours blood into the stone. You're going to roll Resolve plus Oblivion. Difficulty is going to be 2. And he actually, you see him take and put blood in the vessel, and then he writes the name that you have given him onto the stone.
And that would be Henri.
And as you write it out and you invoke your blood, call upon this ritual defined spirit, you come back with nothing. That ghost does not exist on the other side.
I'm not sure if this comes as good news or bad, but if he is walking, it is on our side. He does not exist as a spirit. It's not uncommon during the war for people to be assumed dead's graves to be empty or containing the wrong people.
Thank you, Nicholas.
Isabella will go up to Jackie and kind of put her arm around her, give her a hug. She'll take it. I know that it wasn't hard, or it was hard for you. Or I'm sure this isn't.
She actually does hug Isabella back, and there are blood tears coming out of her eyes.
Do you need space?
What I need is answers. This was not to have happened. I had ordered this not to happen.
We'll figure it out. I don't know how yet, but we will.
Do you have a... How old is he? Do you still have photos?
She actually reaches into her bag that she has, her purse, and she takes out a black silk handkerchief first to wipe the blood tears from her face. And she reaches in and she takes out the last photograph she ever got. And it is of a man possibly in his 40s, maybe early 50s. Handsome man.
Perhaps Roscoe would be able to use this photo to see if he is... Were you told he was here or just...
That he walks the city.
then perhaps Roscoe may be able to find him with the photo.
For Roscoe, that would mean intelligence plus blood sorcery. As Roscoe pulls out his white ribbon. He seems to carry a whole roll of it.
He wears white silk boxers. He just rips off a piece.
That would just be nasty.
Why? Kendrick don't do anything.
He's going to look for your son with his boxer ribbons.
Damn, look at these rolls.
But see, now they're just white silk briefs.
Yeah.
So it's 4. You got a margin of 4. So now you're going to roll the other half of the roll, which is intelligence plus survival. Your difficulty is only 2. That's not hard to hit. So we shall see. Now you should roll your willpower with your 0 successes. And let's see what you get. There you go. You got 3 successes. As you go and you light this ribbon, it burns. But there's nothing on the other end and you can feel it. There is no one who looks like that in this city.
You're muted.
This is a really odd feeling. The ribbon burned. The tracking is successful, but there is no one that looks like this in the city.
Could his face have changed?
That must be the
You
case.
see Jackie's jaw clench.
Question for you, Jackie. Do you think that information would make you think back to the person who was staring at you oddly that night?
Mm-hmm.
I will let you roll. I don't know. What do you think would be a good one to roll for that? I think it should be an insight.
Composure, insight at this point. She's barely keeping her shit together.
Go ahead. Three.
We're going to do a willpower.
Okay.
Wow, that was useless.
3. No, that's with the information you have. That night, something about the individual you met with Wineka. It's not the voice, it's not the face. It was the method of speaking, the metered speaking, and some of the phrases used. You didn't know why at the time it seemed so interesting, but it does remind you of him.
If Andre still exists, I'm going to murder him. I need to speak to Cedric. And she gets up and walks out.
And as Jackie heads into the night, I think we're going to end Season 7, Episode 8, right here. This was a night of revelations over and over and over. And I'd like to thank my players and you, the viewers. Last week's player vote. For the players who did not attend, you both get 1 XP. You still get XP for last episode, even though you weren't here. For the rest of the players, everyone got the player vote. So the rest of you get 3 XP from that session. I'm not doing it again. I'm not giving you all 4. No.
I heard 4.
Nope, you still get 3.
I heard 4.
For those of you who are viewing right now, pop over to our Discord. Go over to Chi-Town chat. Let the players know what you thought of this episode and look at how they're voting on who gets XP this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact they're going to say everybody, because this was an episode of oofs and laughs and then more oofs, and then compounded oofs,
And
and
blood
some more
tears.
laughs and blood tears. This was a roller coaster of an episode. So join us on our Discord so you know this cast
And dick
came.
punching.
This cat and dick punching. That was the roller coaster. It was up and down and Rochambeau'd. So you know this cast all came from our Discord. So this is where we get our players and we talk about the games on our Discord. We do Zoom chats every week where people hang out. We just sometimes it is dominated some weeks by the games. Some weeks it's not. It all depends on the episode and who's joining the Zoom chats that week. But we do Zoom chats every week. At least we try to. And we even do some non-streamed games when we get a chance. So yes, please join our Discord and please tell the players what you thought of this episode. Because the players love the feedback. They love to feel that something they did in this episode made you go, damn, or you thought was good, or you were interested in. So let them know. You want to catch our back episodes? If you're new to this stream, the back episodes have a lot of oofs and a lot of feels in them. Pop over to our YouTube channel and catch the back episodes to get a full run of it. Because we're on season 7. By the end of this episode, we will have 70 episodes in on this stream. It has been a lot of oof so far, trust me. If you want to catch some amazing content creators, check out our friends. Mischievous Red, Ivy Raven over there. They stream on their channels. You can talk to them. Both of them like talking about role-playing games. They like talking about non-role-playing games. So you can just go hang out with them and they'll talk with you. Talk your ear off some nights. Or, in the case of Mischievous Red, we'll jump 3 feet when she gets scared in the game, but then talk about it afterwards, which is cool. Because she admits it that she does that and she enjoys that kind of game, which is cool, to each their own. You want to get some Windy City merch? Get you the Windy City merch. Right in our merch channel. Trust me, we don't make much money off this. Actually, we have yet to be paid for merch because we've never hit the threshold for the payout yet, but that's fine because we do it so you can have the merch to remind you of the games you're enjoying. So pop over, get our merch. So, bits and donations, those go to the players, not to the studio. If you want to give something to the players in these amazing games on all of our shows, bits and donations, they go to the players. If you want to give to the studio, subscribe here on Twitch or pop over to our KoFi and buy us a coffee. If you're watching this on YouTube, I don't care if you turn the ads on or not. If you ad block, trust me, the money is so low from the ads on YouTube, ad blocker or not is not going to change supporting this studio. So put up with whatever you can put up with. I personally hate ads and skip them if you want. Ad block them if you want. Won't hurt our feelings. But please do not put yourself in a financial bind giving to the studio or to the players. It's a tough time for a lot of people. Don't give money you can't give. I don't want to be responsible for people giving money and then being in a bad spot. So, and I'm actually, wow, I got it all tonight.
Yes.
And
Excellent.
I can turn it over to my wife so she can do the schedule because, man, big shit coming.
All right. So, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Windy City After Dark. Jesus Christ, y'all. Episode 9. We are 1 episode away from the finale. That is next. Is it next week?
Next week is episode 9.
Yeah.
We're on 8 now.
We're on 8 now, so episode 9 is coming. Y'all. Ain't nobody at this table okay. Ain't nobody here okay. Jenny might be okay, but nobody's okay. All right. So, thank you for joining us again. Coming up, Kids on Bikes is done, so Monday's open. No stream right now on Monday. Tuesday, though, join us for Demon the Fallen, The Road to Hell. All the ladies here across this row are in that stream, and it is run by Shanky himself. You want to join us for that because we are coming to a close on this season. Yeah. And they've just destroyed an Earthbound. Baby Earthbound. And then found out there's another one that was manipulating this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tune in for the aftermath of all that shit. on
And
Tuesday, 8 p.m.
and-
Eastern.
a giveaway.
And a giveaway. That's right. I forgot that we are giving away a hard copy book of Demon the Fallen. So you want to join us for the finale of season 1 on Tuesday at 8 p.m. to get your chance to get a hardbound book. So, and then on Friday, Shanky and I will be at the table together with Junie Von Esch and Alexian Starr with Ravnos Archon as the GM running Dune, Blood-Soaked Sands at 8 p.m. Eastern. Join us on Arrakis. As far as I know, we're playing tomorrow. We're all going out into the desert trying to save as much of the ducal family as we can of House Galloway from the impending fucking annihilation of that house.
By the fucking Harkonnens.
By the
God
fucking
damn it.
Harkonnens. Those fucking Harkonnens.
That's Baron Meatball. No, Meatloaf and his grandson will be Baron Meatball.
Yes. Yes. But join us at 8 p.m. Eastern on Friday for that, because I have no idea after this airs what we're going to be up to. Okay? I have no idea. We play that tomorrow after recording this, and But Mama's got a new costume, so come check it out. And on Saturday, hang on. I don't know if Tissa's going to be back on the first Saturday of August or not. So you might want to stop in and see if she's running Call of Cthulhu 7E on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. It is set in Victorian London. It is called London Esoteric Society, and it is a fun romp full of insanity-inducing mania and loss of luck, right and left.
Yeah, it's showing on her channel or on her discussion, ?
Yeah, so
If the cast is available.
Yeah, so we're still waiting to hear if cast is available for the 6th of August, but we will let you know in other streams if you check out our other streams over the coming week if she will be streaming or not. And we will also be posting the August schedule within the next... Basically, the August schedule got posted today when this has streamed. So you guys will see when she's streaming her Call of Cthulhu. But yeah, that's it for the schedule. And then we're, of course, back here on Sunday.
For episode 9.
For episode 9.
2 left, people.
Yeah.
It's been a roller coaster of a season.
Mm-hmm.
Shit's happening.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be fun. We'll see where it goes from here. And as we always in this stream, please, everybody, take your mental health seriously. Take the mental health of others seriously. Please make sure those around you are okay. If you haven't heard from somebody in a while, reach out and just say, everything okay with you? Because sometimes that's all it takes. One kind voice can help somebody out when they're going through a rough time. And if you suffer from mental health issues, first of all, there's nothing wrong with admitting you need help. There's nothing wrong with admitting you suffer from mental health issues. All of us do, whether some people just don't want to admit it, but they do. But if you don't feel you can talk to those around you because it's tough and there's a stigma to it and it's just difficult in general. Right now in chat, there's a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you can reach out to them anytime and somebody be on the other end to help you out, because mental health is health. And there's nothing wrong with getting the help you need once in a while. And we take that seriously. And now I can turn it over to my wife.
I, Mama McStabber, am the nicest mean nurse you're ever gonna meet. Timber Brad here is the meanest nice nurse you're ever gonna meet. And we're gonna tell you too.
Get your goddamn shots.
Yes, Brad, how's it looking in the hospitals right now?
Overcrowded.
Yes, exactly. Overcrowded, y'all. And some of that is because staffing is low, because nurses are leaving the hospitals. They're burned the fuck out. And a lot of that is because folks aren't getting vaccinated, and they're not social distancing, and they're not doing basic fucking things to protect themselves and others because they're stupid. So please, get your fucking COVID shots, get your boosters, social distance, wear your fucking masks. For real. It may not be mandated. Do it because you know it fucking works. I'm gonna tell you. We're going into the 3rd year of this shit and mama ain't got COVID. Not once. Not once. And I'm a nurse. Not once. Because I know what to fucking do. And y'all have all been told what to do, so fucking do it. Seriously. And make sure your other vaccines are up to date because polio is making a comeback, y'all. It's coming back. Yay! Not. Okay? People are stupid. And then also, states are trying to basically ban not only abortions, but also contraceptives. There are states where people cannot get their IUDs replaced. There are places where they can't get their Nexplanon implants in their arms. There are places that they can't get birth control because now companies can decide if they're going to cover birth control in certain states or not on their insurance plans.
It goes even worse. There are people who have arthritis
And
who now can no longer get their medicine because it could be used to cause an
yep,
abortion.
because methotrexate is used for treating rheumatoid arthritis. And methotrexate can also be used in medication abortions. But people with rheumatoid arthritis, a completely disabling condition, can't get their fucking meds. Just because they might be able to bear a child. Notice the trend here? It's people with uteruses getting discriminated against, y'all.
North Carolina's trying to pass a law that says you can't even operate a website.
Yep.
That,
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
That says that can tell you where to get an abortion.
Yep. Oh, yeah, and they're also trying to pass laws that women can't leave their state.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all notice this is going on, right? That's human rights violations. That is literally against our 14th Amendment right to liberty, personal liberty. Yeah, and vote blue, please. Please. And I did hear that the incredibly high number of signatures on a petition to impeach Justice Clarence Thomas got delivered today. Or yesterday, I
Gotta
forget
have
which
control
day.
of the House and Senate first.
I know, but that got delivered. So we'll see if we can turn them blue and get that fucking done. And then we work on the rest of them. Seriously, vote blue. Just vote blue. Give a goddamn about someone other than yourself and vote blue.
And fuck Putin.
And fuck Putin.
And I'm going to say it again. I've said this every week lately. Please, everybody, in the world of TTRPGs and just life in general, please be Mr. Rogers. Be a good neighbor. Do not be Satine Phoenix or Jameson Stone. We don't need toxic, narcissistic abusers in the TTRPG space. We really don't need them on the planet at all. But please don't be like them. We don't need that. We went through those days in the 90s. Let's not go back to that. Please, everybody. And from the cast of this show that I am honored to be the storyteller for. Good night, everybody. See
Good
you
night.
next time.